Business editor Richard Southern joins us now. And Richard, we could take a bit of a breath today. The markets calmed down after last week's dizzying roller coaster ride.
Yeah, you just saw the numbers off the top there, Melissa. Some very big gains for stocks today. The Dow up more than 400 points on top of Friday's 300-point gain. The Dow was actually down 5.2% on a whole last week, but coming back to life. Apple helped. Apple stock up 4% today. S&P 500 was up 1.4%. And Toronto stocks had the best day since July 2016, with the TSX up more than 200 points, or 1.4%. So is the worst behind us? We don't know yet. And we have some big data coming up later in the week regarding U.S. inflation. And worries about inflation, Melissa, was one of the reasons why we saw that big sell-off last week. So the turmoil could return, but it was a good-looking Monday.
We saw sunshine today and a little bit of an optimism on the markets.
Yeah.
Well, it seems Canadians, are we turning away from Timbits and double-doubles?
What? Say it ain't so. It looks like it might be the case, though, Melissa. Comparable same-store sales at Tim Hortons. This is locations that have been open for more than a year. Sales were up 0.1% in the fourth quarter of last year, barely budged, and that was the fifth quarter in a row of flat to falling sales at Tim Hortons. So the question is, have we reached peak Tim Hortons? Some of the food industry experts I'm talking to say it's not necessarily a traffic problem as far as people going into Tim Hortons, but maybe more of a case of the company needing to raise the average check. Of course, there's that big controversy about some franchises cutting workers' breaks and benefits in relation to the minimum wage hike, Melissa. And there's big calls for a boycott at Tim Hortons, and that period wasn't covered under this earnings report. So there could be more pain to come for Timmy. Still, the results from the parent company were actually better than expected, thanks to the Burger King operations, which they also own.
The Ontario government has picked a Canadian company, you're saying, to run its cannabis sales?
Yeah, it's Shopify, based out of Montreal. Shopify is going to do the online sales for the Ontario Cannabis Retail Corporation. That's what they're calling this, the OCRC. Get used to that name. Shopify will do the online sales. They'll also provide the in-store point-of-sales software. There's going to be iPad-like devices in these stores. Shopify will take care of that. They'll also do the accounting and the human resource operations. The OCRC is still in the process of determining the exact design for these stores, which will open in July of this year when they legalize pot for recreational use, Melissa.
And Stats Canada, they've had a difficult time measuring just how much pot Canadians smoke, but that's about to change?
This is super interesting. You know, economists need to know how much pot Canadians are smoking and how much cannabis they will be smoking after July. It's to get an idea of, you know, the black market versus the legal market. And, you know, tests or when you ask people how much drugs they're doing, that's unreliable. People are not always honest. So what's Stats Canada going to do? They're going to test your toilet water, Melissa. Yes, indeed. Stats Canada are going to test the wastewater from 15 to 20 cities across Canada. And they're going to look for cannabis biomarkers in the wastewater, and they're going to check for other illegal drugs as well. This testing has been done in Europe before, and it's actually extremely accurate. Swedish officials tested the water in a Swedish city called Gavel, and it found that people there did exactly 230 doses of cocaine on Christmas Day last year, so they can be that specific with these tests. So that's kind of interesting, checking out the toilet water for pot come next July.
Now a bit of a transition here. We're going to talk about Disney now, and they're hiking prices to get in.
Again, we've seen a couple of hikes now in the last couple of years. Disney raising admission prices to Disney World in Florida, Disneyland in California. There's three types of classes depending on how busy the day is. So a value day's ticket at the parks will now cost $109. For a regular day, it's $119. And then for a peak day, it's going to set you back $129.
Wow.
Disney says it's doing this, Melissa, to curb crowding at the parks. Attendance was up 6% just last quarter. So it's an expensive day to go out to Disney, no question about that.
Yeah, but cheaper when there are few people, maybe shorter lineups, time to go.
Yeah.
Now, as far as products go, unusual ones, this one's gross. This just take it away. Just take it away. Viewer
discretion advised on what we're going to show you here. So apparently people like watching pimple videos on YouTube. So this is now a fake pimple popper for you, Melissa. It's called the Pop It Pal. The kit comes with a hunk of flesh, a bottle of fake yellow pus made from natural oils, and a filling tool. This sells for $19.99. People find watching pimple videos and doing this gross stuff. Apparently some people find it relaxing. I don't know if I'd put myself under that category, but there you go. The Pop It Pal. I'll get you that for your birthday, Melissa.
Like a whoopee cushion's ugly cousin. I don't want it for my birthday. Thank you, I think, for that, Richard. And we'll talk to you again tomorrow. For now,
Cheers.
it's over to Christina Howard.